Hey, what's up guys, and welcome back. We're gonna be doing a quick oil change just before I have to go to work. It's been a while. Oil's getting a little dirty, so we'll go ahead and take care of it. This is on an 01 Chevy Suburban with the 5.3. So let me show you what filter ended up getting. Gonna try out this K&N, and the part number is HP 2006. You can see that. And then for oil, I'm gonna use, I always use Mobil 1 full synthetic. I got a great deal on a 12-quart case through Walmart. It's got a little pour spout. Ended up being like 48 bucks. So I figured 48 bucks for Mobil 1 full synthetic, can't go wrong. So we're gonna go ahead and do a quick little oil change. Let me show you what we got underneath and what other tools I got. All right. So climbing up underneath, I just bought this as well. 16 quart, it was like 11 bucks at Walmart. So to change an oil on a 5.3, you got that drain plug right there. This 15 mil fits in there nice. And then right there is your oil filter. You'll just need to twist that off. So we'll get draining it real quick. I'm gonna try and not spill any on the ground. No promises. And as you can see, that is pretty black. Starting to get burnt. I have quite a few miles on it. So we're gonna let that drain. Once it gets down enough, I'll go over there to the filter side and we'll get taking care of that. All right, so now that we got the oil pretty much drained out, let's try and take off this oil filter. Sometimes these aren't very nice. You need to use some pliers. And with this one, we don't. And yes, this is gonna drip a lot of oil, so just be prepared for it. There's no way around this part. So I just slowly start loosening it up. And once it gets down low enough, you're just gonna need to grab it with your hands and finish it off. Then I'll just flip that filter upside down, try and drain whatever is left in there. And as you can see, that oil is bad and it's pretty burnt. It's been a minute since I've done the oil change, so I'm gonna let that continue to drip and then we'll put the new one on. All right, so it's been draining for a minute. And let me show you something with this filter. So you got a rubber gasket, and you really need to make sure that gasket comes off of the old one that you take out. Because if you double gasket this, because sometimes the gasket will be stuck up on that little flange right there, and you'll double seal it and it won't seal. You'll lose all your oil. So check your gasket. And then what I'm gonna do is I like to put just a little bit of oil. Put just a little bit of oil on that rubber ring. So then you know you'll have a good seal. And then you start twisting around. All right, so I just went hand tight, which is gonna be fairly tight. I don't have a little wrench with me, but I don't need that. So just make sure you get it tight enough. And when you come to your drain plug, on the very end of it, it actually has a magnet. So you can see there's some crud on there. If it'll focus, there we go. There's a little bit of crud on there. We're just gonna clean that off. And I'll show you, there's actually some decent chunks. And it's gonna build up over time, that's just normal. This doesn't look too bad. So we'll install this plug. Just clean the magnet off of it. So that way it'll catch any loose debris that's in your oil that your filter did not capture. And that's what it looks like when it's all cleaned up. And it still has the oil ring on there, that seal. Make sure there's no dirt or grime on it. It's nice and clean surface. If not, you will have leaks. We'll go ahead and put that back in the oil pan. Okay, so that's snug right there. And all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give it roughly a quarter turn. You don't wanna strip this out. If you strip it out, you just made your day pretty bad. All right, that's it. So just go to where it's good and snug and then just do a little quarter turn, if maybe a little bit less than a quarter turn, and you'll be fine. You won't have any issues with it. So now let's go to the top, start putting some oil in it. And with this motor, it takes roughly 6 quarts. All right, so you can see this is where we're gonna be putting the oil in. Calls for 5W30. I'm gonna start putting some oil in it. Gonna try and put around 6 quarts. So we'll shut that off. We'll check our dipstick. And all I'm gonna do is just go to where I see that it's filled up. But remember, you still have your oil filter that does not have any fluid in it. So that will consume some of it as well. Let's check that one more time. And we're still not seeing any on the dipstick. Leave that out. Let's check it there. Alright, looks like we got some on the dipstick, so let's go ahead and fire this up. Get some oil running through that oil filter. While we got it on, go through and check. Make sure we're not leaking out of the new filter that we just put in and the drain plug. Now we got some oil circulating through the oil filter. We shut it off and check it again. Check that one more time, but I think we are there. All right, I don't know if you can see that line, but we are at the full mark. And that will be it for this oil change. Make sure you put your oil cap back on. I'm gonna do a quick cleanup. All right guys, so that's gonna wrap it up for the oil change we just did. I mean, it doesn't take too long. Without filming and stuff, you could probably do it in like 10-15 minutes. So, I mean, it's fairly inexpensive. If you just buy that bulk box, and you can get almost 2 full oil changes out of it. Sometimes it takes 6 quarts, sometimes it takes a little more, depends. But that's it guys, so just try and change your oil. I do it every like, in between like 7,000. Everybody says 3,000. Do a full synthetic, take good care of it. You don't have to do it as often as they say. That's just my opinion. Don't take it. Do whatever you want to do. But all right guys, thank you for watching. Appreciate it. Have a good one.